Hello, hello, hello. So I think we're live here. If everything should be going fine, if everything's working how it should be. Let's start getting some comments out here. What do we got? Best bros. Hey, what's up? What's up? Tech Rant, shout out Tech Rant for the super chat. Let's see if some of this stuff actually works. Little applause action. Damn, Tech Rant. What's up, man? How you doing? Nice, nice. So what's up, everybody? Again, I haven't really done a live stream. I think I did it once before about a year ago. Didn't really do it again because it was a little bit nerve-wracking, kind of crazy. But I figure let's spend half an hour or something kind of talking about first off the 25K. Big thank you to everybody that subscribed. Super awesome. Right? Another applause. Hey, congrats from Ireland. I was there, what, like 2, 3 years ago? Beautiful. Did like the Guinness factory tour and all that good stuff. So shout out Mary, thank you. But yeah, so 25K subscribers took about, I think the beginning of the channel was probably July 19th, I want to say, of 2019, right? That's when I really first started to get this channel going. I have videos from 2014, which I mean, I saw somebody comment on that video today, which is pretty interesting. But overall, I want to say it took me about 20, 21 months to get to 25K, which is awesome. And again, it's all about iPads, right? So it's kind of cool that we found this community that does nothing but iPads, wants to use their iPad as their main computer, and kind of figuring out what's going on there. So overall, that's what the channel is. So shout out to everybody. I didn't know there were so many iPad Pro users that wanted it to be their main computer. And hopefully WWDC in June lets us, gets us another step there. That's what it is. Hey, thanks, Patrick. Appreciate you, man. I know you're coming up there quick too, man. It's crazy how fast you've grown in the last, I want to say like month, 45 days. If you guys haven't checked out Patrick, go subscribe to him right now if you want some Apple related news, a lot of iPad stuff as well. But awesome. Hey, thanks from Hungary. Wow, that's crazy. I don't know. I know that most of my viewers are in the US, and I know it's US and India, but you guys are all over the world, which is so, so cool. So shout out to everybody. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And then it says, why didn't what start? Hmm. Shout out RJ, one of the OGs from the channel. I think me and RJ first linked up when I had like 2,000 subscribers. So he's been around for forever. But yeah, so overall, that's kind of the channel. A lot of iPad Pro stuff. You guys, if you guys are here, that's probably means that that's what you guys are watching me for. But I definitely want to talk a little bit about these new iPads, right? Hey, Chris with Super Chat. What's up, big man? This is another guy. Chris has followed me on Twitter. I think he's even following me on Instagram, and I don't even use Instagram. But he's been around since I want to say sub 1,000 subscribers. So like really, really early on. So shout out to Chris. You're the man. Thank you so much. But yeah, let's talk about these new iPads that are coming out, right? The new iPad Pros. I should be getting it according to my tracking number. Let's pull this up, right? I should be getting it on Friday, which I know that some people have actually started to get theirs already, which is kind of crazy. I saw some videos on YouTube of somebody getting the new iPad and it works on the Magic Keyboard. So that's awesome. Hey, Nicky S, another OG to the channel. He's helped me out a ton. Wouldn't be here without this man. So, I mean, if you guys don't know him, then I don't know where you've been living because he's got 200K plus subscribers. If you're a student, get over there. If you're an Apple user, get over there. And the cinematography on Nikias's videos have gone through the roof. Some of those drone shots that he does, insane. But um, but yeah, so I'm pulling up my tracking info right now. So if we track the shipment, it's giving me between May 21st and May 28th. So if we zoom in, I don't want you guys to see my tracking info. Ooh. So May 21st, if you guys can see that. May 21st, delivered by. So let's see, Friday, I'm probably going to unbox it live on here, especially since you guys seem to be enjoying the live stream so far. So I'm definitely going to at least unbox it live, but then obviously we're going to have videos talking about everything with that iPad Pro. Because this is probably the one that I'm going to commit to, because the 2020 I ended up buying, but then returning. And I've been sticking with my 2018 iPad Pro. As you guys can see right here, you guys have seen on the channel, this thing, to this day, 3 years old. For me, it's about 2 years old, but this device is 3 years old in total. Still, there hasn't been a moment, there hasn't been a single moment where I've thought to myself, wow, I need more power on this thing. Hey, happy birthday to Lancelot. 21st birthday. That's amazing. Congrats. 21st birthday. And we got Patty in Belgium. That's crazy. Oh, watching it together with Patrick Rambles. Love it. Shout out to Patty and Patrick again. But anyway, so I've been rocking the 2018 iPad Pro for a very long time, and it's been my tried and true. It's paid itself off over and over again on this channel because this has been my main computing device for this channel. I edit everything from my thumbnails to my videos to, the descriptions on these videos, tagging all these videos, making sure everything is monetized and things like that, and handle all like the back end on this iPad. So I'm hoping that with WWDC and these iPad Pros releasing, that we're gonna get something a little bit crazy, a little bit better. Let me see what some questions that you guys have are. So, Damian Mall, do you think we can get pro apps on the iPad Pro M1? So, my belief is that we will get pro level applications before we get like pro level multitasking. So, my biggest gripe with the iPad right now is that for a single task, the iPad is amazing. It is my most productive machine, period, as a single task, doer, I guess you would say. So whenever I need to edit a video, I'm editing that video and only doing that, right? Whenever I need to edit a thumbnail, same thing. If I'm ever just writing emails, I'm only writing emails. There's no like secondary app that I have open and that's kind of distracting me. Versus with Mac OS, I have this live stream open, I have 37 other tabs open. So it gets a little bit distracting. So I'm hoping that, yes, we're going to get pro level apps because a lot of people want that, like Final Cut Pro and a more robust Photoshop. But for me, the pro level apps aren't what's going to sell me on iPad OS 15. It's like pro level multitasking and pro level usability. So being able to run two, three, four of those, intensive tasks at once and being able to be productive at all those tasks at once. Because right now, multitasking, it works well for what you need it for on the iPad Pro and any iPad with iPad OS. But overall, it needs to be a little bit better, at least for my sake. Again, I just wanted to be more of a desktop style operating system from a multitasking perspective, especially. So that's just kind of my 2 cents. So I do think we're going to get pro level apps, but I think that's going to come first before all the things that I want, which are like secondary display support, being able to resize windows how we want them, and things like that. Hey, average tech guy. So this is the OG of them all. Remember, I reached out to him when I had like 200 or 250 total subs. He basically hit me with the, "Hey man, I got you. I love your content. It's really, really cool." And he really inspired me because I thought to myself, like, this looks like so much fun. It doesn't look that crazy as long as I have the time and, the passion for it. I think I can do what average tech guy is doing. And congrats to him. He's over 60K subs. And he's what got me from like 0 to 1,000 subs so quickly by shouting me out. So big kudos to Average Tech Guy, man. I love that guy. Love that guy. Simply Pops, another big guy. We started our relationship a little bit later, but so far Simply Pops has been nothing but generous and amazing. So shout out to you. Shout out to you, man. Fellow Floridian. So yeah, if you guys aren't aware, the channel kind of started when we were still in North Jersey, working in New York City. And then around August of 2020, we moved down to Florida because figured, hey, let's get out of the Northeast. Florida's cheaper, quality of life is better. We can both work fully remotely for our New York jobs, so why not, right? So, what's up, Jimmy? I love Florida, and I'm a Florida native. I was born in Miami, so coming back down to Florida was a no-brainer. Ooh, so I'm not going to be able to say that name, but shout out from Greece. I've actually been to, was it Mykonos that I went to? I believe it was Mykonos, one of the islands, and it was beautiful. I went there 4 or 5 years ago. Amazing. I would definitely love to go back to Greece. But just to bring back that question, so do I think the Logitech keyboard is equally as good as the Magic keyboard? I think they're very different. I mean, they both, from a function standpoint, the Logitech keyboard gets you there. And I've done a review, and you guys will see, I'll link a bunch of videos down below of all the topics that we're talking about. But the Logitech that I tried out for the 11-inch iPad Pro, from a function standpoint, it was the only one that mirrored what the Magic Keyboard does, right? That the $350 Magic Keyboard does, right? Which is this trackpad and it works well. So the reason it works so well is because the Logitech keyboard it works through the pin connectors and doesn't work through Bluetooth, which is what kind of hurt Bridge in the beginning. But I do hear that Bridge is kind of doubling down and is doing some great stuff. So we'll see what Bridge is doing. But for right now, Logitech is the one that I would recommend the most if you want something that has the closest, if not the same amount of functionality, especially from the trackpad support. Because trackpad is the stuff that kind of hurt Bridge. The keyboard for Bridge was perfect, but the trackpad support just wasn't there from a gesture standpoint. So Logitech made an absolutely great accessory. It just depends if you don't care. It's a little bit more bulky. It does have a lot more protection. It is half the price. So for a lot of people, that's going to be the greatest solution. Magic Keyboard is it's just if you want to you want the latest and greatest from Apple, something that looks cool, because from a function standpoint, Logitech kind of wins, especially with that function row, right? So Damien, so I use LumaFusion too, and sometimes it is a little bit limiting. Like I wish I had some better like YouTube plugins, maybe more LUTs to choose from. But it's just something that I'm used to now at this point. And for like, I think I got it on sale for 20 bucks, but it retails normally for 40 bucks. So it's hard to compete with, or it's hard to compare a $40 software for the iPad to Final Cut Pro, which is like $300 and probably moving to a subscription model. So again, those are all things you have to think about when looking at different software like that. Hey, Mike, shout out to Mike. He's the man. He's also been around. He's also a Florida guy, from what I know. Did the same thing that I did, ended up leaving the North, came down to sunny Florida. So shout out to Mike for sure. If you guys aren't subscribed to him, definitely do that. So Michael Pepper Tech, I actually didn't see this. So I know that Kensington dropped their Studio Dock for their iPad Pro, and it was supposed to work with the 11-inch, the Air, and then also the 12.9-inch, obviously. But I heard that it doesn't work with the new fifth generation iPad Pro, which is a little bit weird because I don't know why it wouldn't work. Because from a footprint standpoint, it's the exact same. So I don't know why the magnets wouldn't work. I don't think the new iPad Pro in 2021 is going to be that much heavier where the Kensington dock, magnets don't work. But again, I never got the Kensington dock. It wasn't sent over. I didn't want to buy it. So I never actually got to try it out. But I did hear that it's having some issues from a longevity standpoint. It's only been like 2 months since it's been out. So I'm definitely going to be looking at the Kensington dock and see what's going on. Hey, Damien, only 25 subs. Let's help out Damien. Let's get him a couple more subs, see if we can get him to like 30 or 35 or something like that. Just help close that gap. Because I know in the beginning it's so hard. Because I remember, like I said, this channel technically started in 2014. I had about 180 subs when I first really started in July of 2019. So I guess I had a tiny leg up just because I didn't go from zero to 1,000 or zero to what I am now. I went from like 170 or 180 subs to what I am now. But again, those 180 subs were from like 4 or 5 years ago. So I doubt that those people are seeing this current content. But hey, let's help out Damien. So let's see, Lancelot. Have you seen the M1 iPad Pro fits with the old Magic Keyboard? I did see that actually. And again, like in my opinion, it would have been impossible for it not to fit because, like I said, I have a D-brand skin on mine. I have a Paperlike screen protector on the front. Sometimes I have the Pitaka 12.9-inch case on here, which is 0.7 millimeters thick, and the Magic Keyboard still closes flush, right? So even just with the D-brand, so let's close this guy up. Even with the D brand and the Paperlike screen protector, this looks flush to me. I don't know about you guys, but this looks like a flush close. And this is the old Magic Keyboard, quote unquote. Whoa, just dropped that one. Awesome, awesome. But yeah, so I do think it'll fit, and I know that obviously we saw the video, so I didn't really. It was more so Apple making everybody angry by saying that it wouldn't fit. And Damien, no, I'm not a full-time YouTuber. This is the passion, the side hustle, the hobby, I guess you could say. But it's awesome. It does make some good money on the side, which I love. But no, I'm not a full-time YouTuber. Maybe one day. Hey, Jimmy, born in Fort Lauderdale. I was born in Hollywood, Florida, so not too far. But I did live in Weston for a lot of my childhood, so you probably know where that is, Jimmy. So here we go. In your review, can you please do a low light environment display analysis with multiple scenarios, SDR, HDR, video, basic UI? I'll do my best, Vono XID or Vonox ID. I'll do my best. I'm definitely gonna compare the screen, resolutions and making sure that, you know, that XDR display that we're getting is gonna be a lot better than what the previous or the older iPad Pros have. Because again, my ProMotion display, my Liquid Retina display that I have is amazing. And I've never yearned for more pixels or yearned for more clarity. Now, I was in an Apple store about 2 weeks ago, and it was my first exposure to that XDR display. Because again, I wasn't going to buy it, and it released during, pretty much during COVID and all that, and I didn't really step foot into an Apple store until recently. So I saw it, and it is amazing. Now, I would never, ever, ever, again, let me not say ever, but don't think I would ever purchase a $5,000, $6,000 display because that's just not who I am, not what I want to do on this channel. Again, I still use my iPhone to record everything, my iPad to edit everything. No other cameras anywhere else. I'm still using like the potato cam that we call. So I'm a big advocate of use what you have around you and make the most out of it. Like my monitor was 180 bucks from Costco. So, but again, the XDR screen that I saw at the Apple Store was absolutely astonishing. So if Apple can get that somehow or to some extent on the new iPad Pro, then maybe there is, a value add to having such a crisp display. But we'll see once we get that into the apartment, into the studio. So let's see what else we got. What other questions? Jimmy Riggs again. Let's do another one. Do you think the iPad with M1 will have Bluetooth issues like the M1 Max have been having? I hope not. I haven't had many issues with Bluetooth connectivity on the M1 MacBook Air. I know my brother, who has the M1 Mac Mini, actually had a ton of connectivity issues, especially with his Logitech peripherals. Like he had the MX keys, he had the MX, which one was it? Like the MX Master 3. So he had a lot of issues connecting to the Mac Mini, but he ended up figuring it out. And I don't think he hasn't had any persisting issues. But I remember I helped him set it up, and it was a struggle to set it up. I'm not gonna lie. Let's see, we got somebody from Mexico, Melvin. So, hi from Mexico. I used your videos to convince my brothers to buy the new iPad Pro M1. So we're getting three iPads this Friday. Very excited. Wow, love that. My only question to you is, which ones did you get? Did you try to get 16 gigs of RAM and upgrade to 1 TB? Did you get the 12.9? Did you get the 11-inch? Three iPads around the house is going to be a powerful thing to have. So that's awesome. Melvin, you're going to love it. Well, hopefully you love it. Also, depending on what iPad you're coming from, if at all. Here we go, Steve. Do you do any gaming and recommendations if I do? So from a gaming perspective, overall, not really. I'll be honest. My video game history has been purely sports games. Very little dabble in Call of Duty, but I've played like every Madden since its release, every NCAA football. So for all my NCAA football lovers out there, when they stopped producing that one in 2014, it was a shock to me, but they are supposedly bringing it back soon. And then I play a lot of NBA 2K. So, and I have a PS4 and an Xbox One S. I haven't upgraded to any of the new consoles. And I did recently just jump into Apple Arcade finally. I'm finally paying for it. I did like the free trial for a while, didn't mess around with it too much, but now I've been playing a ton of 2K. And there's a nice golf game that I've been playing on Apple Arcade, which is really, really nice. But again, the iPad using an Xbox or PlayStation controller is a game changer. I hope you guys know it's an absolute game changer, and I absolutely love it. Like people, like I was baffled when I was first able to do that. And then if you really want to take it to the next level, you can just live stream like your content from your PlayStation over to your move it from your PlayStation over to your iPad, which is what I do with Madden, because Madden is still yet to have a real version of Madden on the iPad Pro. Hey, Chris, I'm actually more on the Gulf Coast in the Tampa area. So my cousin actually just moved from Daytona, which is cool. And I've been to Daytona Bike Week. My dad's a big Harley guy, so Daytona was definitely in our livelihood. Ah, okay, Michael, with the clarification on the New Kensington dock. So this is why it doesn't work, I guess. So the new Studio dock doesn't support Thunderbolt, so it creates an issue. So I guess that's the reason they're gonna have to release one that does support Thunderbolt, and that way it'll still work with the older models and the new one. So I guess that's what the issue is. Let's see. I'm still going through all these comments. Uh, so a Riv, what is the stays of your iPad? Or I'm guessing the status. So as of right now, the iPad is scheduled to arrive on the 21st, which is Friday. And I think there's another thing coming, and I think it's the return packaging for this iPad. Because as of right now, I am trading in my 2018 iPad to make up for the cost, and that's supposed to come on Wednesday. So maybe Apple messes up and they send me the new iPad on Wednesday and the return box on Friday. That'd be a nice little surprise. Uh, so Kai, so is this magnetic stand for the iPad in the background? Greetings from Dartmouth, Germany. It is actually. So if you guys bear with me for one quick second, I still have to test this out. I'm gonna release a video of just a bunch of iPad tech that I've accumulated over time. But yes, so if we bring this over, you can see, boom, it sticks on, it swivels. So it's like the Kensington Studio dock, but with no actual smartness to it, right? It's just a nice metal stand, but overall it's cool. Gives it a little, not bad. So let's take it off. So yeah, I'm gonna review this one here really soon, but all in due time. There's a couple of things that I got to get through to review that guy because overall it's pretty cool, and I could see a lot of use cases for it. I might that off to the side, but again, I'm the guy that has a $350 expensive stand for their iPad, so that's what it is. So shout out to Kai for noticing that guy back there. There it is. And then this is also a brand new desk that I'm still playing around. I just actually set it up, and it's by FlexiSpot. So As you guys know, my current desk is by Autonomous. FlexiSpot sent this one over to test out. So we're going to play with it, and I'll definitely have a review video for you guys soon because FlexiSpot makes really good motorized standing desks, but like in the budget realm. So I'm going to compare because Autonomous makes like the $800, $1,200, motorized standing smart desk. FlexiSpot tries to do that at half the cost. So I'll do a little comparison to see where your money goes, basically. So keep an eye out for that. So here we go. Greetings from Poland. So keep up the great work, waiting for more Office 365 videos. So I did notice that Office 365 on the iPad Pro is probably the most niche thing that I do. And there's a lot of people that want, their iPad Pro to be their one solution for their Office 365, problems, I guess you would say, for lack of a better term. But yeah, no, we'll definitely get some more going soon. I still haven't seen a new update that's worth covering. So I'll keep you guys posted. If you guys have ideas of what else I can touch on, in the Microsoft suite. Now, keep in mind, I'm not an Excel mastermind, right? I know a lot of people want to know about pivot tables and other plugins and databases with 30,000 lines in it and stuff like that. And that's when people start getting issues. So again, I'm not an Excel mastermind, so I can't really help in those use cases, but I'll do my best. I do my best to learn on the fly and try to figure out what's beneficial for everybody using Microsoft on their iPads, because that's essentially what we want to do. Hey Melvin, if you're still around, Hugo has a question. How did you buy 3 iPad Pros in Mexico? So Maxime, Mac Minis have been having Bluetooth issues for a while. The M1 MacBook Pro does not have any Bluetooth issues. Yeah, so that makes sense. My brother had a lot of issues with his M1 Mac Mini on the Bluetooth side, and then me on the MacBook Air, zero issues. So no Bluetooth issues. Hey, Gavin's iOS World GIW. Can I please have a shout out? I'm an aspiring tech YouTuber. I'm gonna go check you out. I haven't actually seen you around, but shout out to you, man. Thanks for stopping by. Let's see what else we got. I'm from India. Your videos are awesome. I've actually been to India. India is a beautiful place. I've done the Taj Mahal, like Agra, Hyderabad, Mumbai. So I've been there. It's been like 10, 12 years, but my family used to go a decent amount, which is crazy to think about nowadays. Let's see what other questions we have. RJ, you sound crazy. Let everyone know about your fitness channel. If you guys ever find it, leave a comment because that thing's been dormant. But it did almost get 2,000 subscribers over time. I like daily vlog for a while, and it was I do not recommend daily vlogging for anybody. It is terrible. I did it for like 4 months. No bueno. Jesse, will you ever do a video on iCloud storage and how to minimize size? Also, how's Florida? So iCloud is still kind of like this enigma to me. It's still, I don't know, because I guess I use so many different cloud storage options. I use Google Drive, I use OneDrive. I guess I kind of use iCloud by accident just when I save stuff on my desktop or things like that. So I guess I could, and I'm slowly starting to organize my iCloud and seeing exactly what's going on in there because I have stuff in there from like 7 years ago, which I didn't even know, like old resumes and old like college applications and stuff like that. So I'll take a look and then maybe I can get, especially how to navigate the UI on the iPad because the iPad's a little bit different. And then Florida's awesome. It's starting to get to that point where it's getting a little bit warmer than it is comfortable, but I'd rather it be warm than cold any time of the year. So that's what it is. Tasman Taylor. What's up, baby? That's my wife if anybody wants to know. Shout out Fat Dude. So that is the name of my old channel, which is kind of crazy to think about. What else we got here? What other questions? Steve Leatherwoods or Leatherwood. What's up, Steve? I know you've been around for forever as well, so shout out to you, Steve. Are you good at Teams? Like Microsoft Teams? I like to think I know what I'm doing in there. For the most part, I know how to like manage meetings, share my screen, do backgrounds, all that good stuff. But yeah, and then if your question just means am I good as a part of the team? I'd like to think so. I like to think I'm pretty collaborative. Okay, let's see some more questions. Which is the best for a student? iPad Pro 12.9 with accessories or MacBook Air with an iPad 8th gen? Oh, let's see what we got here. We got Average Tech Guy giving us a call. Oh man, let's see if this works. What's up, man?
Hey, what's up, man?
I got you on speaker on the live stream.
All right. Hey, just wanted to say a big congratulations, man.
Dude, I appreciate you. I always tell people I wouldn't be here without you. I'll be honest.
No, man, for real, I wouldn't be here without you guys, man.
That's crazy. No, yeah, do you remember shouting me out that early? I don't even know why you did, bro. I don't even know why you did.
Hey, man, when I started, I didn't have much help. Like, I reached out to a bunch of channels, and nobody really wanted to, give me a shout out. So I said I wasn't gonna be that way. So whenever you and Ray J and dude that's coming up now, Patrick, when you guys, whatever y'all need, man, let me know.
That's why you're the man, bro. No, and I mean that's the biggest thing, and I know RJ is doing that big push because it's like if we don't help each other, then who else is gonna help us? You know what I mean?
That's it. That's it. That's the biggest thing about this community, man.
Yeah, gotta pay it forward.
Everybody, and we stay together like a family. That's it.
That's the way it's got to be. So average tech guy rode to 100, right? Do we think this year or
Hey,
what?
hey, bro, I'm trying, man. I'm trying.
We'll get you there. We'll get you there.
All right, man. Once again, congratulations and big shout out to everybody, all your fans, man. Y'all just keep it going, man.
I appreciate you, man. Thank you. We'll talk soon,
All
though.
right, we got to get together and do that collab soon too.
Hell yeah, we'll do it.
All right,
Thanks for the
take
call,
care.
man. Bye. So hopefully you guys can still hear me. Can you? Yes, you can. So that was average tech guy. Shout out to him. A little congratulations. So that's awesome. No, he's the absolute man. Like I said, I mean that's what this community is all about, right? Just paying it forward. And I know RJ does a lot of big moves, especially if you're a smaller creator. Reach out to him, reach out to me, reach out to any of us. We're always here to help out. Because at the end of the day, like I said, I wouldn't be where I am without all these people kind of putting me on, helping me out and doing whatever we can to help each other out. Let's see what other questions we have. Ooh, let's see. Saludos de Chile. I've never been there, but I do speak fluent Spanish, so I gotta make my way down there. For those of you who have, a lot of people always ask, am I Brazilian? Am I from Portuguese? Or am I Portuguese? I mean, like from Portugal? No, I'm actually half Colombian, half Peruvian. Born in America, though. Born in Florida. So let's see what other questions we have. Uh, let's see, Steve. Steve Leatherwood. Okay, no, Microsoft Teams. That's what I figured. Do video. Yeah, I'll definitely do one. I think I've done one in the past. I think I did one for the MacBook Air M1 because I wanted to see how it worked with Rosetta and things like that and if it was optimized for M1. But I don't know. Have I done a video for Microsoft Teams on the iPad Pro? I don't think I have. So I'll definitely touch base on that and kind of see what's going on there. Ooh, we got 93 people on this live stream. That's awesome. Let's see if we can crack triple digits. Ooh, how about this? If we can crack triple digits on the live stream, so tweet about it, do whatever you guys can. We'll give a 12.9-inch brand new Paperlike screen protector away for anybody getting a new iPad, or if somebody just wants to cover up their current iPad. 12.9-inch though, only. That's the only one I got right now. So if we can get that to, and now everybody's leaving. Look at that. Now we're down to 88. Oh well. Let's see what other questions we have. Which is the best for a student? I know, especially Silva. It's a very common Portuguese name, my last name. I don't know where it came. I mean, it's on my dad's side, obviously, but he's Colombian, and I don't have any relatives in Portugal or Brazil or anything. Oh, favorite sour strips flavor. For those of you who don't know, and you guys would be doing me an awesome favor to tweet at Sour Strips. So Sour Strips is this candy company that came out from this YouTuber that I've been watching for years. He's on the fitness YouTube side, so you guys probably wouldn't know him, but probably the best sour candy I've ever had in my entire life. And I'm a pretty big sour candy advocate. My favorite flavor has to be like the tricolor one. I forgot what the actual name of it is. Or the pink lemonade. Those are both, but they're extremely sour. So unless you guys like really sour candy, they're not as sour as Warheads, if you guys have had Warheads before, but they're still pretty sour. Let's see. Andri Cepeda. Is there a difference between Paperlike and the paper screen protector sold on Amazon? So yeah, I would say so. I actually, full transparency, I had a Bursum screen protector. You guys might even be able to find the review on my channel. It was one of my first reviews, and it was a little bit cheaper. I think instead of it being like 35 or 40, it sent me like $10 on Amazon. And over time, it kind of deteriorated my Apple Pencil. Like it started to not chip away, but just make it, I don't know, just made the Apple Pencil kind of start to almost like sandpaper start to wilt away a little bit. I ended up having to replace my Apple Pencil tip. So ever since then, I went to Paperlike, which is, yeah, you spend a little bit more money, but I guess just like anything else on this, in this life, you spend more for quality, right? So at the end of the day, it worked out. I mean, I've had the same Paperlike screen protector on this iPad since I got the Paperlike, which was over a year ago. The same exact one, and they do bring two in case you mess up or in case you want to save yours for a new iPad that comes out. But no, like zero complaints, all like nothing but good things to say about Paperlike. Ooh, this is a great question actually by Michael Pepper Tech. I'll be curious to know which app supports Center Stage. So I do hope that Apple opens the APIs up for Center Stage because Center Stage is actually very, very appealing to somebody like me who's using the iPad with the camera off to the side, right? So right now I'm on the MacBook Air, but normally on an iPad, the camera is off to the left, right? So I'm looking over here. And with Center Stage, it could help alleviate that like weirdness about everything. So I'm hoping that's the case that they do come around. Ooh, we hit 103. Nice. So after this video ends, I'll put a tweet out on Twitter to enter the giveaway, and I'll do probably just a quick 24 hours. Most likely US based, probably Canada and Mexico. So we'll try it out because I definitely want to send this because I have two of these. So I definitely want to send this out to somebody, and you guys made it to 100 total viewers. You guys are the best. So look out for a tweet later on. Let's see. King Sire, what are your thoughts on the Bridge 12.9 Max Plus keyboard? Do you plan on getting it? I do plan on getting. I want to get my hands on it. I still have to get, I still have to buy it, but I do want to try it out and see again an alternative because even though it is kind of expensive, it's $250. It's still $100 cheaper than whatever Apple's selling you, and still a million times better than the regular Folio keyboard that Apple's sending you, right? So, oh, we got a couple dislikes. Dang, it's probably because I can't ship this crazy overseas. But anyway, so I definitely want to try it out, and I heard that it's a lot better than it used to be. I heard the trackpad experience is like 95% of the way there. So again, if somebody can bring you a good alternative to whatever Apple's creating right now, then by all means, I welcome the competition. But it's just again, we got to see what we can do from a non-Apple side. So let's see what else, what other questions we have. Ali Hassan says, is Apple replacement refurbished or new of iPad? So if I'm understanding this correctly, I believe he's asking if I got this one refurbished or new. So I actually got this one new from Amazon during Amazon Prime Day in 2019. And then if he's asking if it's a refurbished one uh, for the 2021 iPad Pro, no. So if anything, if you guys want a video on the Apple trade-in program, let me know because I've done it a couple times and both times it's been a great experience. So basically, when you order the new iPad, you type in which iPad you want to trade in, whatever Apple product you want to trade in, and they'll give you a value, right? For me, they gave me $530 for this iPad, which selling it back to your first party, that's not bad. Yeah, could I have made like 650 somewhere else? Maybe, but then I couldn't put it towards that, right? So overall, they send you a package to return your current, like your current machine or computer. And then after they approve that it's in good condition, things like that, they just take off that 530 off the total price, and then you're good to go. And then if you have an Apple Card, you can pay those installments monthly, which is awesome. Let me see. Let's see another question. Which iPad configuration did you order? Greetings from Trinidad and Tobago in the Caribbean. Nice. So I got the base model. I got the absolute base model, 12.9 inch, 128 gigs, only Wi-Fi. And the reason I did that was, so again, I currently have the 12.9 inch from 2018. That one's 256 gigs of storage, 4 gigs of RAM, right? So the main reason why I went with less storage is because I'm already getting 8 gigs of RAM on the new iPad Pro. So that's twice the amount of speed or RAM, RAM capability. So that alone is going to be a great upgrade. And then the reason I went with 128 instead of the 256 is because I figured with the new update to LumaFusion 2.5, we'll be able to work off of external hard drives. And 80% of my storage that's taken up is all LumaFusion backups, right? It's all the backups of my videos that I'm editing and things like that. So most of my storage that is taken up, I usually sit around about 150 gigs of total storage taken up. I would say like 120 of those gigs are from just LumaFusion. So I'm going to be able to organize that a lot better once I'm able to work off of an external drive. Maybe in the beginning, before the update comes out, I got to be a little bit more selective and be able to kind of back everything up maybe on a more frequent basis. But again, I don't think the 128 is too little for me because again, I'm recording in 4K, so the files are a little bit bigger than they used to be. I started off in 1080p, but hey, I think 128 is more than enough for me at least. Now, if you want to go over 16 gigs of RAM and you want to ante up that money, go for it. Like I go for it 100%. Apple bias. Do you think we'll see Final Cut Pro and more pro level apps released with iPadOS 15? I do think so. I don't see why there wouldn't be Final Cut Pro coming over or anything like that. Maybe a more robust version of Photoshop to the iPad Pro because again, it's running off the M1. It's running off of iPadOS, which will probably become more of a Mac OS type thing or an iPadOS Pro version. But again, for me, the more pro level apps isn't what I'm yearning for, right? It's not what I really want because my workflow works with the apps that I'm currently using, right? With LumaFusion, with the regular Photos app on the iPhone, with Pixlr to edit my thumbnails and things like that. So for me, the pro level apps isn't the seller. For me, it's like pro level like usage. I don't know how else to describe it. Like pro level multitasking, more secondary display support, being able to just have a more familiar secondary display desktop experience, but still with like the iPad flair and the iOS flair. So, the same way they brought 13.4 cursor support to the iPad, I want them to do something similar with multitasking, where it's not identical to Mac OS, but it's familiar enough so people are like aware of what they're doing, but there's still a little bit of a learning curve. I don't know if that made sense or anything like that, but hey, that's what I want from WWDC and iPadOS 15. Let's see what other questions we got. So hopefully that answers your question, Apple Buys. Let me see, Siraj. She's trying to ask that Apple replacement laptop or devices are refurbished or new. Oh, okay. So that's a great question because so I went through the repair program with my Magic Keyboard, and they gave me a brand new device. So they gave me a brand new Magic Keyboard. So that probably answers your question. Normally, but they also have like a separate item stock, right? So they have the new Magic, so they have like Magic Keyboards for people that are going to just buy it off the shelf right then and there. But then when I went in, the reason they couldn't give it to me right away is because they had a separate stock of still new Magic Keyboards, but they were a stock of just repair Magic Keyboards. So there were only 4 people that were replacing it via repair. So I don't know if that answers your question at all, but sorry. Uh, Arif, no, I've never been to Trinidad or Tobago, so definitely want to go down there, get some sun. Hey, Mike with the super chat, my man, thank you. Congrats on hitting 25K. Well deserved, bro. Keep it up. Thank you, man. No, I appreciate you. I definitely, look at your stuff for inspiration because, again, a lot of people's cinematography is way better than mine, and I try to add a little bit of flair as much as I can every now and then to some of my videos because there's a lot of inspiration from a lot of people. Are you buying a Cybertruck? RJ, no, I'm not getting a Cybertruck, dude. That thing would be crazy to have around here. But I don't know, maybe. I don't know, but I heard you're getting a Model 3, so I'm a little bit jealous, man. My car lease ends in a little over a year, and that's probably gonna be my next purchase. So be on the lookout. Let's see what else we got. Mansoor, hey, love your videos. Is there any other display out there like the new iPad Pro 12.9? It's a great question. And actually, who made a somebody made a video recently about asking like people are taking like iPad and just Apple screens for granted, honestly, right? So for instance, my MacBook Air screen is amazing compared to my external display, which is still pretty good. It's like an LG 29-inch ultra wide monitor. It's not curved or anything, but again, it's not like as bright. It's not as vibrant. There's like something about Apple screens that are just amazing compared to the competition. And then once you start getting to the competition, then you're paying a hefty price. Like in order to get the same amount of like pixel density and brightness and color gamut and all that stuff, you can't find an external display for less than I want to say $600. Like if you're going to spend 100, 200, $300 on a display, it's not going to be as good as the default Apple display of the device you're using it with. So that's my 2 cents on that. Weekly tech facts. So are you planning on expanding into macOS content at this time? So the only macOS content that I've done so far, I think I did a review on a video editor called Movavi, and then I also reviewed every single Microsoft application on the M1 MacBook Air. And the reason I did that is because I do use it on a daily basis. And maybe I will transition a little bit over to MacBook Air content because it has done a little bit better than anticipated. Like, for instance, whenever I release an iPhone related video, nobody ever watches that because everybody's got their person to go watch for iPhone content. So whenever I do iPad videos, the views are up because people want to see iPad content, Microsoft content on the iPad. So and then you have the MacBook Pros and MacBook Airs in the Mac OS lineup. That's kind of in the middle ground. So I do like kind of the feedback I'm getting. Like I got a lot of good feedback from my long-term review on the iPad Air, which so far has been an awesome machine. So like I think the MacBook Air is the device that I would recommend to people that just want something that works, is familiar, and works well, and will work for a while. Hey Hugo, what's up, man? Sorry, I didn't see the super chat, but he's trying to decide between the 2020 iPad Pro or the new one. So if you don't need it right this second, Hugo, I say wait until people get their initial reviews out, see if it's worth it. Like for me, I don't, unless you need that display, unless you need that mini LED display or 5G, I guess, or Thunderbolt, I think it's going to be fine. And I think the 2020 and even the 2018 is going to be a great iPad, depending on where you're coming from as well. So like Thunderbolt 3 is just going to help with data transfer, but even with my USB-C iPad Pro, I'm still getting 400 gigs per second, maybe 450, depending on the SSD that I'm using. And then my Liquid Retina display is still amazing. It's probably not going to be as amazing as the XDR one, but it's probably going to be 90% of the way there. And for most people that don't have it side by side, it's going to be the same, or it's going to be just like it's going to be good enough. And then again, 5G. Like I'm at home most of the time now these days. Whenever I do need to hotspot, I can just quickly hotspot my phone and then be able to use my iPad. So I opted out of the 5G, at least for now. And that's what it is. So I do think that the older iPads will be enough. But I say wait, give yourself like a week or two, let the initial reactions come out, let the reviews come out. But I do think that the best purchasing decision is going to be going with an older one, unless you need those things that I said. Hey, RJ with the super chat. Thanks for supporting my channel early since I had 200 subs. Congrats on 25K. Thank you, man. I mean, again, like I was telling Average Tech Guy, we're just here to support each other, bro. That's what it is. Like when I saw your content, I was like, this guy knows what he's talking about, knows what he's doing. Hopefully we can help each other out. And lo and behold, we have. So I love it. And again, get ready to see a lot of collabs over here for this iPad Pro content. We're gonna see a lot of stuff happening. So definitely subscribe if you guys haven't yet. And subscribe to all the people that I've mentioned, because there's gonna be a lot of content coming. Let's see what else we got. Kenneth Cole, thoughts about the iMac M1. I mean, I think they look gorgeous. I think they're really, really nice looking. I did not order one. I don't plan on getting one. I just got my MacBook Air 4 or 5 months ago, so I'm in no need to get one. But I mean, it looks gorgeous. It looks cool. I'm sure I'll play with it in an Apple store or something like that. Um, but I don't know. I mean, I like the chin. I think the chin is there for like a distinguishability aspect, because no other computer is really doing that, and a lot of people know an iMac when they see that chin. So I think that's why they kept it. I don't know why they made it so thin. They really didn't need to be that thin. I really don't understand. But hey, it still looks sick. Like it's a great engineering feat, and I'm sure it's going to run super smoothly, especially on something so thin as an M1 MacBook Air with no fans. Come on, that thing is going to go. I think it's going to run circles around any Windows machine. Let's see what else we got. Philip Molerio, super chat. Keep on going. Love the channel. I appreciate it, man. If you have any questions, comment them. I'd be more than happy to answer. But I appreciate the love. It's been a long time coming, but road to 50K, I guess, right? Let's see if we can get maybe 50K by the end of the year. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes, right? I got you, Hugo. I'm no editor, but if I'm spending money on an iPad that big, I'd rather take advantage of the new display. No, yeah, of course. And I do think that display is going to be awesome. I think it's going to be a great display. But my thing is that like for a lot of people, it's not going to matter. Very similar to when I think it was when the iPhone 10R or the iPhone 11s have had the LCD displays versus the 10 and the 11 Pros had their OLED displays. You only saw the difference when you literally put them side by side, and then you could see that it was a little bit clearer on the OLED side and a little bit brighter. But again, the LCD display on the iPhone, on the 11s and the 10Rs were amazing anyway, and nobody could tell the difference. So I think that's kind of the situation we're going to be in with these new iPad Pro displays. Let's see what other questions we have. What are your thoughts on Apple Care for the iPad Pro, a Riv? So I think if you want to ante up the money, go for it. I am somebody that's never gone Apple Care. Literally, I've never purchased Apple Care in my entire life, and it's literally because I just don't want to spend the money, right? And I had, again, if you guys saw my video, I want to say a little less than a month ago, it was my first experience with the repair program. And the Apple repair program was actually, again, it was with my Magic Keyboard that was 3 days outside of the 1 year factory warranty, and they still replaced it for free for me, right? Otherwise, I would have to spend like $270 on a new Magic Keyboard, which would have been terrible. So all Apple products come with a 1 year warranty, factory warranty, and they usually take care of you, right? Or at least the one time I went through this situation, they take care of you. So that was awesome by Apple. And again, I've never purchased Apple Care. I didn't get it with the new M1 iPad Pro. Just my thoughts. Jars is M1 iPad letterbox on external monitors. Unless somebody found out that it didn't, I'm gonna go into the impression that yes, it's going to letterbox everything. Like the letterboxing isn't a hardware thing; it's a software thing. So unless Apple changes something with iPad OS and secondary display support, then we're still gonna get letterboxing, especially if you're just mirroring your display. I'm sure in-app, like for LumaFusion, you can use your external display as like your viewing monitor, so it does take up the whole screen. But the second you leave LumaFusion on the iPad, it goes back to mirroring your display with the letterboxing. Ooh, XMNN. Congratulations. I just bought a 2020 iPad. Should I just trade it in? I don't know. I don't know. Are you still under the return policy? Like, if you can return it, yes, I advise returning it. Return it, wait to see what's coming out, and then if you aren't impressed by what's coming out, then just go back and get it. But if you're outside the return policy, then I don't know. You're out of luck, unfortunately. So I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry about that. Floyd Forbes, could you live without your Magic Keyboard? Yeah, I could. I mean, I have a bunch of different. I don't have another keyboard case. I mean, I have the Slim Folio, which is like the OG one that Apple made, which just has the two viewing angles. So I guess I could use that. But I mean, other than the Magic Keyboard, I mean, I just put the iPad on a stand. I use my like Satechi. I think this is the X1 Slim. I love this keyboard. This keyboard is awesome. Oh, we got another super chat. Frito, love your channel. Get my iPad Pro 12.9 full aspect on the 27th May. Can't wait. Looking forward to your videos. Thanks, Frito. I appreciate the super chat. Thank you for always subscribing. Let's do the noises again. I'm still learning, guys. So applause. Still learning how to do all this live stream stuff. So thank you, Frito. Again, like I said, we're going to be comparing speed, performance, screen. We're going to see if it fits on the Magic Keyboard, which I heard it does already. So that's awesome. We're going to what else are we going to do with this side? We're just going to compare everything. We're going to compare the cameras. We're going to see what's worth it now. Do you get the 2018 iPad, the 2020, the 2021? And then I also have, if you guys see back here, laying down, it's actually an 11-inch iPad Pro. If you guys can see that little Apple Pencil right there. So we're going to compare it, the sizes of it as well. So we got a lot of stuff coming. Definitely subscribe. What else we got here? Couldn't have said it better myself. Wait for WWDC. Unless you're like in this world, you need to have the latest and greatest. Wait until WWDC because that, again, I'm a big advocate. MKBHD says this all the time. Like, don't buy something today for the promise of what it's going to do tomorrow, no matter what company is making it. Yes, Apple right now has a great track record for making their devices better over time, especially the immediate time. But don't fall into that trap. Like they are not liable. Like they are not forced to make things better for us, right? So the second you buy hardware, that's it. They could be done if they wanted to, right? So buy the hardware that you want for the stuff that you need today, not for the stuff that you think it's going to do tomorrow. That's just my 2 cents on that. Another super chat by King Siri. Do you think Apple will make a Magic Keyboard in a traditional form laptop form factor with smart connector use function row ports? No, I don't think they would do that. There's no way. It would just replace the MacBook Air even more. And I think Apple's already playing with that dangerous line of what the iPad is to its consumers. So if you get a Magic Keyboard that has a function row key, has extra ports that isn't for just charging, like an SD card slot or something like that, no way. Like nobody would buy the MacBook Air, or they would bring all that stuff to the MacBook Air and the MacBook Pro before they do anything else. Is my opinion on that, because they would not. I don't know, unless they continue to make the Magic Keyboard like more expensive and more inaccessible as a laptop. Like the only way they're making the iPad Pro, like if the iPad Pro, if iPad OS comes over and matches that awesome software experience that Mac OS gives us from a usability perspective, Apple's going to make the iPad Pro less accessible from a price point, like from a pricing standpoint. They're going to make it like 16, 15, 17, $1,800 so they can still sell these MacBook Airs at that $900, $1,000 price point. Because other than that, because again, if you get an iPad Pro and it's the same price and not cheaper than the MacBook Air, like why would anybody get a MacBook Air if it runs Mac OS? I don't get it unless they are dead set on this form factor. So that's my 2 cents on that. Let's see what else we got here. Floyd Forbes, super chat. Love your channel. I appreciate it, Floyd. If you have any other questions, by all means, man, drop it down in the comments. Another little applause. You guys are awesome. What do I think the new features for the M1 powered new iPads at WWDC? Something like an iPad OS / Mac OS Fusion? Yeah, I kind of think that. Like Apple, I was saying this before, like Apple has to do something with with iPad OS 15, just like they did with the 13.4 cursor support, which is this idea of something that we thought we needed, which we did, which is cursor support, point and click navigation is what we needed on the iPad Pro. Or not what we needed, what we wanted, I guess. But they still implemented it in a way that's very touch first, very iPad specific. Like if you saw cursor support on an iPad, you would know what that is versus cursor support on a Mac OS or desktop computer. So I thought that's what I want Apple to do with iPadOS 15, right? I want them to come in, revamp everything, like make it usable and familiar enough that a lot of desktop users can just come in, learn really quickly and be able to use it, but also not so similar where it's you feel like you're using a computer again. Like that cannot happen. If a user thinks they're using a regular computer again on the iPad Pro, then it's going to change a lot of things, and you got to keep the iPad Pro as its own little ecosystem, no matter how similar or how close you get to Mac OS. That's just my opinion on it. Let's see what else we got here. Do I own Apple stock? Yeah, a little bit. Although it's every tech company right now is tanking. The stock market is getting killed. But hey, it is what it is. Just got to hold and hold and hold and hold. In your opinion, Apple Pencil rubber tips are useful? I've never purchased rubber tips, but like I mentioned early on, when I compared like an old screen protector that I had that said it was paper-like, it did ruin the tip of my Apple Pencil over time. I didn't notice it right away, but like after 2, 3 months of using it almost every day, it did mess up my Apple Pencil tip, and I had to go buy another one. So get yourself a real paper-like screen protector, is what I'm trying to say. Haha, silver stocks, love it. I don't know. I'm still kind of early into the game. I'm still learning a lot. I would never want to share my insights. No way. Not for right now. But that's pretty much going to do it, everybody. I'm going to have to leave right now. Kind of handle a bunch of business. I said half an hour, but we're going to go, and that's it. We managed about 51 minutes, 102 people. This was freaking awesome. Shout out to everybody. 25K. We're moving forward, and then, like I said, road to 50K. I'm going to do a lot more of these if you guys want, now that I know kind of what I'm doing, and hopefully they get better over time. But that's going to do it for this video, my normal outro. Until next time, peace, everybody. You guys are awesome.